Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Caitanya Leela compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on January 7th, 2022 in Sridham, Mayapur, India.
Sri Gurum Dinatharinam Sri Caitanya Ishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 24.338.
Krishna Prasad Bhaja Nivedito Tag Vaishnav Nindadi Varjan. Other items you should describe are the method of performing Purascharana, taking Krishna Prasadam, giving up unoffered food, and not blaspheming the Lord's devotees. Purport. Regarding the Vaiṣṇava Ninda, see Madhya Leela 15.261.
So, things done and things to be avoided, like criticizing devotees.
Things to be avoided, like criticizing devotees,
are presented here. And Lord Chaitanya is advising what to present, what to forbid in his directory of Vaishnava activities.
So Lord Chaitanya is providing what to prevent, what to present, what to forbid in the directory of Vaishnava activities. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 24, text 339. Sadhu sadhu seva asad sangata Srimad Bhagavad Shravan. You should describe the symptoms of a devotee, how to associate with devotees, how to satisfy a devotee by rendering service, and how to give up the association of non-devotees. You should also explain the value of regularly hearing the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, that's the great value of associating with devotees. Giving up bad association and talking about Lord Chaitanya.
Here the value of giving up the association of non-devotees and the value of associating with devotees is given here by Lord Chaitanya.
How he should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam.
And how he should regularly hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 24, text 340. Dinakrito, Papakrito, Ekadashadi Vivara, Maskrito Janmastamadi, Vidhi Vichara. You should describe the ritualistic duties to be performed every day, and you should also describe the fortnightly duties, especially how to observe the fortnightly Ekadashi fast. You should also describe the duties to be observed every month, and you should especially describe the observance of ceremonies like Janmashtami, Ram Navami, and Nrsimha Chaturasi.
Vaiṣṇavas, written by Swami, embodies all these instructions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hari Bhakti Vilas, written by Sanatana Goswami, embodies all these instructions given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 24, text 341.
Tadashi Janmashtami Vamana Dadashi Sri Ram Navamiya Nishima Chaturdashi.
Ekadashi, Janmashtami, Vamana Dwadashi, Ram Navami, and Nishima Chaturdasi. All these should be described.
Vaiṣṇavas observe all the appearance days of the major avatars.
Vaishnavas observe all the appearance days of the major avatars.
And the cause is known as Harivasa, the day of Lord Hari.
And Ekadashi is known as Hari
Vasa.
the day of Hari. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 342.
Ishabe vidyate avidya kara akarane dosh koile bhaktira lobha.
You should recommend the avoidance of mixed Ekadashi and the performance of pure Ekadashi. You should also describe the fault in not observing Ekadashi. One should be very careful as far as these items are concerned. If one is not careful, one will be negligent in executing devotional service.
Very important to observe Ekadashi properly.
It's very important to observe Ekadashi properly.
Which day is pure Ekadashi, which day is mixed Ekadashi.
Which day is pure Ekadashi, which day is mixed Ekadashi.
Certain standards are given by which one can ascertain.
Certain standards are given by which one can ascertain.
Pure devotees follow one standard, and smartas may follow other standards.
Pure devotees follow one standard and smartas may follow other standards. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 343.
প্রভু কর্তৃক সাক্ষাৎ পুরাণকে প্রমাণ বলিয়া শিখা সর্বত্র প্রমাণ দিবে পুরাণ বচন শ্রীমূর্তি বিষ্ণু মন্দির করণ লক্ষণ.
Whatever you say about Vaishnava behavior, the establishment of Vaishnava temples and deities, and everything else should be supported by evidence from the Puranas.
I want to say one Swami to give in his books references to the different sources.
Lord Chaitanya wanted Sanatana Goswami to give in his books different references to scriptures. Puranas. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 344.
হরিভক্তি বিলাসে সামান্য ও বৈষ্ণব সদাচার বর্ণনে আজ্ঞা. সামান্য সদাচার আর বৈষ্ণব আচার, কর্তব্য অকর্তব্য স্মার্ত ব্যবহার.
You should give general and specific descriptions of the behavior and activities of a Vaishnava. You should outline things that are to be done and things that are not to be done. All this should be described as regulations and etiquette. Caitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 345.
সংক্ষেপে কহিল দিগদর্শন, যাবে তুমি লিখিবা কৃষ্ণ পরবেশ পুরাণ.
I have thus given a synopsis of the Vaishnava regulative principles. I have given this in brief, just to give you a little direction. When you write on this subject, Kṛṣṇa will help you by spiritually awakening you. Purport. One cannot write on spiritual matters without being blessed by Kṛṣṇa and the disciplic succession of gurus. The blessings of the authorities are one's power of attorney. One should not try to write anything about Vaishnava behavior and activities without being authorized by superior authorities. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam raja sayo viduh.
Rather, so Prabhupada has provided that one should write using the reference, getting the blessings of the previous acharyas.
Srila Prabhupada has given that one should write using the reference and blessings of the previous acharyas.
By the blessing of the previous acharyas, one is able to write.
By the blessings of the previous acharyas, one is able to write. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 346.
প্রভুমুখে সনাতন শিক্ষা বা সনাতন প্রতি প্রভু কৃষ্ণ প্রসাদ শ্রবণে অনর্থ নিবৃত্তি ও আত্মপ্রসাদ উদয় এই তো কহিল প্রভু সনাতনে প্রসাদ যাহার শ্রবণে চিত্তের খণ্ডে অবসাদ.
Thus I have narrated Lord Chaitanya's mercy upon Sanatana Goswami. When one hears these topics, one's heart will be cleansed of all contamination.
Here, Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj
Here Krishnadas Kaviraj
told how Lord Chaitanya
told how Lord Chaitanya
gave his instructions to Sanatana Goswami.
gave his instructions to Sanatana Goswami.
He actually gave his instructions for 2 months.
He actually gave these instructions for 2 months.
Now here we're just seeing a synopsis.
So here we are just seeing a synopsis.
And by hearing these discussions, our consciousness will be cleansed.
So by hearing these descriptions, our consciousness will be cleansed.
And our heart is free of all contaminations.
And our heart will be freed of all contaminations. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 347.
চৈতন্য চন্দ্রদার নাটক বর্ণিত নিজ গ্রন্থে কর্ণপুর বিস্তার করিয়া সনাতনে প্রভুর প্রসাদ রাখিয়াছেন লিখিয়া.
The authorized poet Kavi Karnapur has written a book named Caitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. This book tells how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed Sanatana Goswami with his specific mercy.
So, in one of the books, many to write this Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya book.
So this is one of the books we are using while compiling the Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya book.
We hope that this book will also refer to give us details of how Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatana Goswami.
We hope that this book will give us details how Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatana Goswami. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 348.
উপমা দ্বারা সনাতনের মহত্তত্ব বর্ণন শ্রী চৈতন্য চন্দ্র নাটকের 9:34-35 শ্লোকে পোতা রুদ্রপতি বার্তাহারি বাক্য.
Srila Sanatana Goswami, the elder brother of Srila Rupa Goswami, was a most important minister in the government of Hussain Shah, the ruler of Bengal, and he was considered a most brilliant gem in that assembly. He possessed all the opulences of a royal position, but he gave up everything just to accept the youthful goddess of renunciation. Although he externally appeared to be a mendicant who had renounced everything, he was filled with the pleasure of devotional service within his heart. Thus, he can be compared to a deep lake covered with moss. He was the object of pleasure for all the devotees who knew the science of devotional service. Purport. This and the following two verses are from Caitanya Chandradaya Nataka 9.34, 35, and 38.
So here, some of the works of Kṛṣṇa are given.
So here some of the verses of Kavi Karnapur are given. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 349.
Tam sanatanam upagathamakshnor drishtamatram atimatra dayardra alilinga parikhaya tadhorbhyam sanukhampamatha champaka gaura.
As soon as Sanatana Goswami arrived in front of Lord Chaitanya, the Lord, seeing him, became merciful to him. The Lord, who has the complexion of a golden champaka flower, opened his arms and embraced him while expressing great affection.
Not Swami had traveled one night and reached the house in Benares where Lord Chaitanya was staying.
Sanatana Goswami had traveled overnight and reached the house where Lord Chaitanya was staying.
And he was dressed like a mendicant,
And he was dressed like a mendicant,
Muslim mendicant.
Muslim mendicant.
But Lord Chaitanya was so happy to see him. He embraced him
But Lord Chaitanya was so happy to see him that he embraced him
without hesitation.
without hesitation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 350.
Kalena vrindavanake livartha lupte titam khyapaitum vishishya kripamrutena visishecha devas tatraiva rupam cha sanatanam cha.
In the course of time, the transcendental news of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan was almost lost. To enunciate explicitly those transcendental pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami with the nectar of his mercy to carry out this work in Vrindavan.
The two great associates of Lord Chaitanya revealed all the pastime places of Lord Kṛṣṇa and Vrindavan.
So these two great associates of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, revealed all the great pastime places in Vrindavan and Mathura.
So otherwise, they are being forgotten.
So otherwise they are being forgotten.
A few major spots are revealed by Lord Chaitanya,
A few major spots were revealed by Lord Chaitanya,
and the rest were left to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami.
and the rest were left for Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 351.
শ্রী সনাতন শিক্ষা অনুশীলন ফলে অনর্থ মুক্তি এবং সম্বন্ধ জ্ঞান অভিধেয় এবং প্রয়োজন প্রাপ্তি। কহিল সনাতনে প্রভুর প্রসাদ যার শ্রবণে চিত্তের খণ্ডে অবসাদ।
I have thus explained the mercy bestowed on Sanatana Goswami by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If one hears this description, all moroseness in the heart will diminish.
One gets a blessing by hearing this description of how Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatana Goswami.
If one gets the blessings by hearing this instruction of Lord Chaitanya bestowed upon Sanatana Goswami,
Actually, hearing about the mercy relieves one of all moroseness in the heart.
Then naturally, hearing about this, then this mercy relieves one of all moroseness from one's heart. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 352. By reading these instructions to Sanatana Goswami, one will overcome fully aware of Lord Krishna's various expansions and the process of devotional service according to the regulated principles and spontaneous love. Thus, everything can be fully known.
How Kṛṣṇa extends himself in various expansions.
How Krishna expands himself in various expansions.
How he can be served by following regular principles.
How he can be served by following regulated principles.
And when one has awakened the spontaneous love, how he can serve the Lord in spontaneous love, raga.
And when one can awaken his spontaneous love for Krishna, then one can serve Krishna in Raga Marga. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 353.
Krishna prem bhakti rasa bhakti siddhanta ihar sarvane bhakti janen savanta.
By reading these instructions, a pure devotee can understand love of Krishna, the mellows of devotional service, and the conclusions of devotional service. Everyone can understand all these things to their ultimate end by studying these instructions.
The importance of understanding these instructions our Lord Caitanya gave, Mahārāja Swami is stressed here.
The importance of the instructions that Lord Caitanya gave to Sanatana Goswami are given here. Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 354.
তাই গৌর অদ্বৈতের ঐকান্তিক ভক্তেরই কৃষ্ণ প্রেম ধন লাভের যোগ্যতা। শ্রী চৈতন্য নিত্যানন্দ অদ্বৈত চরণ যার প্রাণ ধন সে পাই সেই ধন।
The conclusion of these instructions can be known to one whose life and soul are the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Prabhu.
Haribo!
Haribo!
By taking shelter of these three Prabhus, one can achieve all Krishna prema.
By taking shelter of these three Prabhus, one can attain Krishna prema. Thus ends the chapter entitled Directory about the Activities of Vaiṣṇavas, under the section The 61 Explanations of the Atmarama Verse.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.